back with more Buffy. This is episode 6 of season 6. Very excited to carry on with the season, see what's going to happen next. We have a few interesting things going on this season, particularly with Buffy's story so far and her kind of dealing with coming back from the dead and the fact that she was in heaven. That's definitely the big story I'm very, very interested in. We also have the goddamn nerds causing some trouble, which is okay, I guess. And yeah, I'm excited to get deep into the season and see how things are going to progress and change from here. It should be very, very interesting. And yeah, really liking this season so far though overall. I think they're doing some really, really interesting and brave and adult kind of stuff, which is pretty cool, and I kind of like that. So yeah, I'm very excited to see what's going to happen next. So let's get into the next one. Halloween! It's a Halloween one?
Everything on this table's half off.
I'm already on board. Let's go.
You're not a real pirate. Real pirates live on boats and don't look stupid.
Well, you're not a real fireman, are you?
Do you have any candy corn?
Oh, look at you. You are just the cutest thing. But I thought you
That would be you, Willow.
But look.
Still nicking shit, are ya?
Buffy.
You like a bit of the rough and tumble?
What?
Oh.
Me? You? Patrolling? Hello?
Oh, shit.
What about costumes that take over your personality? Or wee little Irish fear demon thingies?
Well, if anything calamitous should happen,
Iconic episodes.
Right, exactly. So
I feel like Giles should have a
avoid any of
ridiculous
that,
hat.
and
Oh boy, you're either going to die or you're evil. Which one is it? He's whistling Pop Goes the Weasel, which is probably not a good sign. Especially if he owns a pet weasel. Is there a weasel in there?
the dance of capitalist superiority.
I'm gonna marry that girl.
Oh.
What? She's 15 and my sister, so don't even...
Hey, everybody.
Oh, he's going to tell him.
Hey,
I thought you were waiting for the right moment.
I did.
And he was dressed like a pirate.
So I blocked it from my memory, much as I will Xander's vigorous use of his tongue.
Oh, I've missed Giles's quips.
Cleaning your glasses? So you don't have to see what we're doing?
Tell no one.
Kazaritate Tama.
Ooh, fun. Have you also cursed the house?
Thank you.
Oh.
Just wish that you would stop and think about what you're... Sorry, just checking on the chips. It's okay.
Mood.
It's 4 blocks away. I'll walk straight over. Not like I'm gonna be roaming the streets. Please?
Oh. Oh god, don't get kidnapped or eaten.
The Mominator thinks I'm staying at yours. Can't believe they fell for that one, like, own it to
Oh.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Get murdered? I don't like the look of his intentions. Oh wow, you're so cool.
Going all the way. You think that, the moon and the stars look lovely tonight?
Excuse me?
You know, with your combined incomes, you might think about a down payment on a house.
Like the kind you live in?
No rush. I'm sure you've got plenty to think about with the arrangements for the wedding and so.
Kung fu on you, man.
Send.
Come on inside, kids. Got something special for you.
Do not fucking go inside.
Daddy's got a treat.
Well, he can keep the treat for himself.
One little mistake. And they took it all away from me. They took my toys.
Right. Just a mistake.
Time for the treats.
Murdering a
Who
child?
wants to help Daddy in the kitchen?
Stop calling
How
yourself
about
that.
you, Sally?
Oh shit! Okay, I wasn't expecting that. So he was just a weird old man. Now he's a weird dead old man.
So what do you think? Lunchables? Or should we go all the way and turn them?
Oh, okay.
So I was thinking maybe a June wedding.
All
But then
the
I
way.
remembered that they always had the highest. You have to plan for babies, otherwise they'll just run roughshod over your entire existence.
Oh no, Xander.
Yeah, you gotta know what to call them.
He's
before
getting
they call them.
scared.
And have everything work out exactly as I dreamed. I mean, how often does the universe allow that to happen?
So you're like, what, a sophomore?
I wish.
Freshman.
Hey, where's Zach?
He went to get the car.
You guys got a car?
Oh. I thought that's what it was. She's longing for someone. Oh no.
I love it when they run.
I knew he was going to say that. Ugh. Cheesy fucker.
So,
Cold doesn't really bother me.
The cold never bothered me
Superman.
anyway. Because he's
No.
dead.
I just want to taste you.
That's what I'm afraid of. Ooh, no. Hands off Edward Cullen.
so just please tell me how awful it was.
It was perfect.
Stake him! But not in that way. It should be Dingoes ate my baby. Says Leia.
Do they know we're brother and sister? Well, I'll just shift everyone who isn't a 15-year-old girl into an alternate dimension. What? No, it'll be for like a fraction of a second. They won't even notice. Mom, no, you can't.
Oh boy.
Why? What if something went wrong? Well, it won't. But what would Giles say? Scott, are you taking his side now?
Oh no.
This isn't about sides. You two
The
have been
decorations I was
talking
okay
about
with,
me
but
behind my
that is a
back.
bit riskier,
No,
isn't it?
God. What do you want me to do? Just sit back and keep my mouth shut? Well, that'd be a good start. If I didn't love you so damn much, I would. To Cullum. Tara.
Oh no.
God, you are so beautiful.
Fucking vampires. No, 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 put that hand down.
We have to find her.
I don't think she's in there.
Mist,
Yeah.
cemetery, Halloween. Should end well.
Oh, Giles, no. Oh, oh, oh. Go on, Giles. Whoa!
Dude, that sucks.
Wow, he's really branching out on ways to kill vampires.
There's something special about you. I knew it the first time I saw you. I just want to be close
She used to be a blob of energy.
It only hurt for a second.
I bet you
No.
spoke to all the girls.
Giles? Oh, so you were parking in the woods with the boy you just met.
We've seen each other at parties.
You didn't know Angel was a vampire till you kissed him?
Oh, like you've never fallen for a vampire? That was different.
It always is when it's you.
Excuse me. Can we fight now?
Hey, didn't anyone come here to just make out? Oh, that's sweet. You run.
We're rebels. No, I'm a rebel. You're an idiot.
Oh. Where are you hiding that? Oh. Oh. What an adorable way to kill a vampire. No. Nice. Just in the nick of time.
Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna turn in. Good night.
Oh, come on.
Tara. She's taking it pretty hard.
Well, it's not surprising.
Not as hard as Justin took it.
Kind of behavior. Something needs to be done before it spins out of control.
You're right. I'm glad you're here to take care of it. Don't be too hard on her, okay?
Oh boy. She's putting a lot of that on Giles, isn't she?
Well, what do you want me to do? Reverse time and take you back? Because I could probably... Joke. I don't think I could really. Forget.
No.
You're not mad? About what?
Oh God, Willow. Oh heck. That's a problem. Okay, I really liked the episode. I thought it was really, really good. I do have a love of Halloween episodes in any show, really, and the Buffy Halloween episodes have been some of my absolute favourites in seasons gone by. So it was really nice to have another one. That was an unexpected kind of treat. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I did enjoy how it kind of presented with, like, the core trio, I guess, of Buffy, Willow and Xander. We kind of had a relationship that was going quite strongly with Xander and Anya, and the fact that they announced their engagement and everything like that. I mean, I still think there's trouble brewing there with Xander, but still, that was kind of like, oh, this relationship's going very well. Then we had Willow and Tara, who were kind of arguing and fighting about whether they were overusing magic, and then whether they used that spell at the end, which, no, shouldn't have done that. And then in the middle we have Buffy, who doesn't have a relationship right now, and I feel like they were kind of exploring her kind of missing that kind of sense of companionship in terms of what a relationship would bring. Because obviously things with Riley ended last season. And then things with Glory quickly escalated, and Dawn found out she was the key, and then Joyce died, and then the spiral and all of that kind of went down. She kind of really didn't have time to think about any kind of relationship. And then, you know, finding out that Spike was in love with her as well, I think she was like, yeah, I just need to stay away from relationships right now. That's not what I need. And that wasn't even remotely on her mind because of all of those events. And now she's back and things are somewhat settled. I think she's kind of getting back into that, and seeing Xander and Anya get engaged and everything, I think that was kind of... They cut to her quite often, like, looking kind of sad and stuff. And she was, like, watching some couples walking along on Halloween night. I think she was kind of missing that sense of companionship that comes with a relationship. So I thought that was kind of interesting how those three were kind of exploring, you know, the strong day in a relationship, a bad day in a relationship that everyone kind of has, or having no relationship at all with those three. I thought that was very interesting, and how they did that I thought was pretty cool. And it was nice to see Xander kind of finally tell everyone about his and Anya's engagements. That's cool that that's out there now, and very, very wholesome. But the more they talked about, you know, the weight and responsibility that's going to come with marriage and the rest of your life and all that, you can see the panic on Xander's face. So I think that might be a bit of an issue to come. I don't know if he'll get cold feet at some point and have to be talked around or something. Maybe. I feel like that could be where they're going with that, because any time they kind of talked about the future and responsibility and kids and all that, he was like... So yeah, inner panic from Xander, which is fair, and I think that's going to be something they explore with him, because of course no relationship can go well for too long on any TV show, so that kind of makes sense. So interested in seeing how that's going to go about, especially because we kind of seen he doesn't seem to have the best relationship with his parents, particularly not with his dad, as we saw in Restless, that kind of all those dreams he was having. And yeah, his dad doesn't seem to be the most loyal of husbands or father figures or anything like that, and I think Xander is kind of turned off from that. And he's often, I think, looked to Giles above everything else as like that male role model father figure. Not to the extent like Buffy does, I think, but there's still kind of been stuff like that. And then we had that scene in this episode with Xander and Giles, and you know, that's kind of the father figure he does have in his life. And all he was doing was talking about, you know, oh, you could get a house and responsibility, growing up, getting older, blah, blah, blah. So I think even that could cause Xander to kind of shut away the prospect of Giles being a good father figure for him, because he's just going to associate him with that responsibility now. And I think that's going to set him down a very strange path, because he doesn't really have... I don't think he'll open up to anyone about, you know, this struggle he may have with the future and responsibility, because that would kind of be something I think he would share with someone like Giles, but now maybe that path has been blocked for him. So that could be interesting to see where they go with that. I'm sure it's going to be a thing, but hopefully that's something Xander can overcome. You know, he's come a long way, he's grown up a lot, but we'll have to see. I'm looking forward to seeing where they go with that, but it is nice that, you know, everyone knows about the engagement now, and they had a little party to celebrate it, and that was very, very wholesome. Then everything with Willow and Tara, it's painful to see those two kind of fight, and yeah, clearly they are exploring the idea of Willow becoming over-reliant on magic. We've seen it before when Giles kind of snapped to her earlier in the season about using a spell to bring Buffy back without telling him. You know, on several occasions this season she's been like, oh, I could do a spell to blah blah blah, like a location spell or something. And people haven't really approved of that idea. The decorations thing I was fine with. I get why Tara would question that, because she had been using it more and more often, so it's just like another thing she was using magic for. But I didn't mind that too much. I suppose you should probably support your local shops that are selling decorations, instead of just like making them out of thin air. But I didn't mind that one, but potentially like taking some people to a different dimension for like half a second, that's dodgy. I'm glad that didn't go ahead. And then obviously very much wrong was the spell at the end to make Tara forget their argument, which I think is going to have some bad repercussions, because I'm sure Tara's going to find out that her memory was erased. That's going to be a big deal, and that's going to be not great. So yeah, I am kind of interested in where they're going to explore with this idea of Willow using magic more and more. And I do kind of like that, because in the early season she was very much linked to technology, and that was kind of her thing that she brought to the group for a long time before she really got into the whole magic thing. She was kind of the tech girl, the tech whiz. And nowadays it's all, oh, we're over-reliant on technology, we're using technology for too many things when we could just, you know, we could go out to the shops and do some shopping, but oh no, we'll do online shopping instead. So I think that's kind of interesting, that the reliance on internet and technology can now be reflected with Willow and magic, and using that too much, potentially, given she used to be like the technology girl. I think that's really interesting. I like that kind of parallel to real life. So that's all very intriguing, and, you know, Willow's spells have gone wrong before. She, you know, she was going to make Xander forget about their little thing in season 3, and not tell him about it. So this is, you know, we've seen this kind of behaviour from her before, but it's definitely escalating, and I'm looking forward to seeing them kind of explore that a bit more. I think if Tara does find out about the memory wipe thing again, I think she'll lose her shit, quite rightly, and I think that will hopefully be like a wake-up call for Willow, that maybe she should tone it down. Just because you can do something, you can do it really well, doesn't mean you should do it all the time, you know? If you're good at something, never do it for free, as the Joker once said, and you should always take advice from the Joker. So yeah, I'm intrigued as to where that story is going to go, and how much further this is going to escalate before Willow has like a wake-up call, I imagine. So yeah, kind of crazy and sad to see those two have that falling out, but it is a very interesting story, and looking forward to seeing where they're going to go with that. What else? Giles being Giles was fun. He had a good few really funny lines in this one, as always. And yeah, Spike being a really helpful source as well. I think Buffy still sees him very much as the escape she needs from everyone else and the burden of being alive still. You know, she's very keen to go on patrol with him instead of like staying at the party. At the end, when she probably should have been the one to talk to Dawn. I think if it was in season 5, she would have been the one to talk to Dawn, especially the latter half of season 5. But now she's kind of passing on to Giles, kind of like when she rushed off to meet Angel before, instead of like sorting out bills and stuff with Giles. she's very much trying to escape, I think, that responsibility in a way that Xander fears responsibility as well. So there's lots of kind of multi-thread storylines in terms of that. So I'm interested in where that's going to go. But it was cool seeing Spike kind of help out with the search for Dawn and everything like that. And yeah, I did enjoy the focus on Dawn, actually. I think this was kind of a Dawn-centric-ish one. And again, it's kind of about growing up and the responsibilities of coming with that. Not in this, you know, the fact of like getting engaged, that kind of thing. It was more so growing up, having your first kiss, potentially your first relationship, things like that. I really enjoyed that focus on her, and it's nice just to get to see a storyline where she... I know it's not traditional because he was a vampire, but, you know, that kind of first love, I guess, that first little romance, your first kiss, it was nice to see that Dawn does finally get to enjoy and experience those things instead of just being the key. You know, she gets to have that kind of life now, and I know it's very untraditional because vampires and shit, but it was still kind of nice to see that. I did enjoy them exploring that, and this side to her being quite, you know, she's a teenager who lies about sleeping over so she can like sneak out. You know, that's a teenager thing to do. The stealing stuff, maybe not so much. I think that needs to be explored a bit more. I'm sure they will do. I'm sure Buffy will find out about that at some point. Or even worse, Willow will find out and then say nothing to anyone else because she wouldn't want to dob anyone in, because she keeps secrets herself and she likes hiding things. So yeah, I did enjoy that with like the whole vampire boyfriend, I guess, Justin. I did like the twist that he was a vampire. The kind of build up with the old man and the knife and his creepy toys and creepy demeanour. And he was a creepy old man, I think. He was just a creepy old man, then got killed by a vampire. So that was a really nice twist. I did like how they switched that up. And Dawn being, you know, she had to like, kill a vampire. I don't know if is that the first time she's ever killed a vampire? I don't know. But yeah, I did like that she kind of had to make that choice. It's a very kind of grown-up thing to do. Because she came very close to letting him bite her earlier in the episode in the car. And even maybe a bit after that. But then ultimately she did make that choice to... which is the right choice, because he's a vampire. Maybe not ideal. Although I would like to think he did genuinely like her, because he did sense that there was something about her, and then he kind of seemed validated when he found out she was the Slayer's sister. So I would like to think that there was kind of a genuine thing he had for her. It's just unfortunate that he was kind of dead and murdering old men. But, you know, I really like Spike, and Spike's murdered people before, and if he didn't have the chip in him, he would still be murdering people and murdering old men, I imagine. And yet you can see him form like loads of connections with like Buffy, and, you know, I think him and Willow have kind of a nice relationship at times, and him and Giles seem to have a bit more respect for each other now. So I did kind of like what they did with that whole vampire boyfriend thing. It's an interesting story to give to Dawn. It's nice to kind of see her have to take more responsibility for her actions and sneaking out, which ended up kind of having to stake a vampire and fall for one. And I did like Dawn falling for a vampire, history kind of repeating itself with the Summers siblings. That was kind of fun. And yeah, I really enjoyed that kind of whole story and the focus on Dawn kind of growing up a little bit, and having that responsibility now on her shoulders, and bearing the brunt of her actions. It was kind of cool to see them kind of explore Dawn making mistakes and having a real life outside of just being the key. And, you know, she isn't really the key anymore in that sense. It was cool that you can find new stories for her like that. And yeah, I liked the twist of the vampire. I thought it was pretty interesting. And, the debate, you know, did he genuinely like her or not? I like to think he did. Because I think that would have meant more to Dawn, that if, you know, the feeling was mutual, she still had to kill him. Kind of like the end of Becoming Part 2. Buffy and Angel very much loved each other, but she still had to kill him. So kind of like that parallel as well. Yeah, overall, really, really fun episode. I do enjoy the Halloween ones, it seems. I wouldn't say it's my favourite of the Halloween episodes, but I did really, really like it a lot. I think this was a very strong outing. I liked the Xander and Anya stuff. I liked the Willow and Tara kind of fight and where that story might go. I think it's very interesting, as kind of sad as it is to see it all play out right now, because I think that's going to explode and be quite horrendous. And yeah, I enjoyed the focus on Dawn and Justin and that whole vampire kind of twist. I thought that was really well done. And the parallels of like going all the way. I was like, come on, she's 15, and then all the way was kind of like potentially turning him into a vampire, because they often connect, you know, vampirific? I don't know what the word is, but vampirish acts. They kind of always have had connotations and connections to that with like a very sexual kind of nature. So it makes sense that going all the way would be like turning him into a vampire and stuff like that. So I did enjoy those kind of parallels as well and those messages. So that's what you get for sneaking out and sneaking off with boys. They'll be vampires, apparently. So yeah, really, really great episode. I really liked this one a lot. Looking forward to seeing where all these little story threads are going to go. And yeah, just a really solid episode. I really enjoyed this one a lot. So yeah, looking forward to seeing where we're going to go next with the rest of the season, because this is an all Buffy cycle. So my next reaction will be to episode 7 of the season. So yeah, very excited. And yeah, great episode. Until my next reaction, thanks for watching.